All right, we're live, and it is Real Talk on Real Estate. And we're talking about how to build your first home. I need you guys to listen to this first. Before you build any home, before you do anything, before you invest in anything, I need you to listen to this first and foremost. Okay? Now, promised my team we'd get this out. I want to make sure I got it out to you guys. And we're going to get it out tonight. Doesn't matter what time it is, we're going to get it done. And here's the thing. I know that tomorrow morning is filled with Mother's Day, so I don't want to distract you guys on Mother's Day, but I want to distract you right now. Before you go to bed, before you get your head moving in a different direction. Look, first, if you want to come in, you want to build, you need to figure out what your goal is. What's your ultimate goal? What is your motivation? Like, what are you doing, right? So there's three things you could be doing with houses. One, do you want to live in it and enjoy it, right? Is it for you? Is it for your family? What's your end goal? If it's for you, it's for your family, well, then great. We need to find an area that you want to raise your kids in, that you yourself want to live in. Is it safe? Is it a place where you feel comfort? Is it a place that you're going to enjoy? That's where you go when you look for land, right? It's more important than the comps. It's more important than anything. I mean, provided you have the finances to get into it. Okay. Now, number two, are you going to build it to hold it? Are you going to build it to be able to hang on to it, rent it long term, utilize it to buy it, to build it, and to rent it, and to repeat the process, and to make long term income from it, and from leasing that thing with long term tenants in it? Or are you going to do it for short term tenants? You're going to do something that's more of a short term rental. You're going to hang on to that property. You're going to make it income producing. You're going to turn it into a business. Then what you need exposure. Okay. You need exposure, because if you're going to hold this thing and you want to make some money on it, you need exposure. You need it in a very affluent or very high populated, very easy ingress, very easy traffic friendly home. And it doesn't matter about the privacy. It doesn't matter about how quiet it is when you're building that home. You need access and convenience. You need to be able to be in a place where you can get in, get out, and get on your way, right? So think about it in regards like hotels. People that are going out, they're traveling. If you're doing short-term rentals, long-term rentals, you need convenience. That's what people are looking for. And so you need an area that's going to support financial affluency for rent. Okay. Number three. Okay. Build and sell. Now, this is our model. This has always been our model. And I'll tell you, when we buy, we build and we hold, it's multiple units. So we don't have to be dealing with the bullshit with one single door. Okay. Now, there's definitely an exception to that. We've built, we've held, and we have properties that work as little boutique hotels, short-term rentals. It's not our business model. Now, if it's in just a unique area, we'll do it. But typically, we buy land, we build it, we sell it. And I look for areas that are affluent, that have the upper middle class, the doctors, the attorneys, the scientists, the self-employed entrepreneurs, the people that own the electrical companies, supply houses, the people that are the engineers, all the people that are slightly more affluent, and the people working at the as nurses, the people that are a little bit more affluent than the clerks at the grocery store, than the people working as the clerks down at the post office, and the people working at your local movie theaters, gas stations, convenience stores, and those folks, right? So you're looking for more affluency. And the reason why is because you can't make money where there's not money. And most people get this wrong. One of the biggest mistakes most investors make is the fact that they want to play it safe. They want to go in, they want to be conservative. They want to go in and they want to the lowest barrier of entry. And because that to them, in their mind, mentally feels like the safe play to be. There is nothing safe about playing it safe with lower end homes. Now, you don't want to go crazy. You don't want to go in there and invest in $2, $3, $4 million homes. That's crazy, because there's a very minute amount of the population that has the affordability to get in there. So although there's profitability in that, when you sell it, if you sell it, then there's profitability. But you need bandwidth, right? You need population. You need numbers. Everything's about numbers. How do you slice it up and make numbers so that way you can go in and you make sure you're going to have profitability. Okay. That's why I say the name of the game is profit is an area that you're focusing on the upper middle class. You don't have to focus on the ultra wealthy to make money. You just can't focus on the broke ass people that are living paycheck to paycheck, month to month, and they have more months left at the end of their paycheck. meaning they're broke 2 weeks before the end of the month, and you can't make money off those people. Sorry, guys, I don't know how. I don't know how to be any more transparent to ante it up for you, but you got to be in a place where there's money. Period. Okay. So if you're going to buy, you're going to build, you're going to sell, you got to look for affluency. That's where the business model is. It's not by the freeway. It's not by downtown. Look, there's profitability in infill, but I'll tell you guys, there's more profitability when you go after the upper middle class and those people that are living just outside of town and in areas that are just slightly more affluent, nicer, and have peace, quiet. And think about like retirees, people with maturity, empty nesters. Where do these folks want to live? Okay. Now, they don't want a neighbor breathing down their throat. Where do people like me want to live? Where do people want to go where they have freedom, flexibility, and they don't have a neighbor staring from their kitchen window into their bathroom window or into their living room because they're 5 feet away from each other? Okay. That's where the dollar bills are. That's where the money is. Okay. Now, number 2, guys. So one, you got to figure out what your goal is. What is your goal? What are you reaching towards? And then once you know what your goal is, you have 3 options for execution. Okay. Live and enjoy, long-term hold, build and sell. Now, we're going to talk about how to do this, what's involved in it here in just a minute. But let's talk about number 2 first. Underwriting for the worst case and worst profitability that you're going to have. Everybody goes in and they underwrite for the best probability. Problem with that is that 99% of the time, the best probability is not the probability that actually comes into fruition. It's typically the contrary. So we have to underwrite with a worst case scenario. And you sit back and you go, look, if you can't get the damn thing to pencil and you're trying to press numbers, it's time to walk. And most people try to force deals. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Don't do that. Don't be trying to force deals. Deals aren't meant to be forced. Deals are to be logical, not emotional. Okay. So if they don't add up on paper and it doesn't work on paper, it's not going to work in real life. Make sense? Perfect. Now, so we go in, we're underwriting for the worst case scenario. If I go in and I do my comps, I do my homework, and I'm going in and I'm looking at market data, right? This area that's grown for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, steadily or exponentially, but there's been growth. And we're going to bank on the current market value. But what if something happens? What if COVID happens? What if there is a pandemic? What if Lehman Brothers does collapse? What happens if the banking industry does collapse right in front of your eyes? It's happened to me. I don't know what the future holds, but it may happen to you. Biggest thing is that we've never seen a market compression that has compromised homes in excess of 30%. So if we go in and we underwrite at a 30% compression and there's still profitability, nobody's going to feel sorry for you if you walk away with a profit, even if the profit is more modest. So we always want to underwrite for the worst case scenario, and we always want to put ourselves in a position to be able to win and take advantage of the finances that come along with the risk versus reward on real estate. But we don't want to take as much, we want to take as minimal amount of risk on as humanly possible. Okay. We want to be strategic, logical, and smart when we underwrite. And make sure we set ourselves up for success every time, every deal. There is no deal you should set yourself up where you say, well, if I lose on this one, I've made on 9 others. Who cares? You make on 100%. You don't go in and compromise yourself on even one single build, fix and flip, or anything that you're doing. You build, you play to win. You play for profitability. Now, number 3. Most people don't know how to execute. Okay, so how to build your first home? Here you go. You look at it from a step-by-step execution method. When we go in and we execute, we need to know what we're doing. And if you don't, no problem. But you have to have a roadmap. You have to have some guidance. Or is it a problem? It's definitely a problem. Got to know what you're doing. Okay. Now, first steps first. Before I even tie up the lot, and I'm already moving forward, and I know that's the lot I'm going to buy. I'm negotiating back and forth with the seller. I'm going to go in and I'm going to ask for a survey. If they don't have a survey, I'm going to jump on an app like Google Earth that I can take measurements, or I'm going to go to like Land Glide or something where I can actually plat that actual lot. I'm going to go down to the city website. I'm going to put the data in, and I'm going to get that parcel of that exact lot so that I can survey it and get it over to an architect or draftsman immediately. What am I going to build? I'm going to build whatever the comps support in that area and is already showing affirmation for resale. If you do that, now you can give your architect direction and your draftsman direction on how to execute and start getting you ready for permits. Okay, start putting a house in a dwelling on that lot that's supportive by that area. In fact, sometimes I'll just copy what's already there. I'll make minor modifications, custom it out, make it my own, and then maybe change the exterior elevation to have a different roof line, something more unique, something custom, something so that when someone drives up, it compares nicely and actually annihilates what's next door, so that way your profitability goes up. Okay, and your bandwidth for resale also increases. Okay, now, so number one, survey. Number two, architecture and draftsman. Number three, you need to take all of that, bring it over to a civil engineer and a structural engineer. Make sure it holds up to wind loads, seismic loads, and then you go in and you have your civil engineer do a grading and drainage plan to put you in a position for that grading and drainage plan to support proper drainage to make sure that the dwelling never floods. Those are important. You want those certified, stamped by a professional engineer to take the liability off of you. And then you can go in and do number four, and that's permits and financing. They run hand in hand. Okay. Remember, guys, I didn't say banking and financing first. I went in sequential order what you need to do. Biggest problem most people will make is that they get scared. They want to know if they have the financing. That, look, ladies and gentlemen, banks are asset-based. They want to know that that asset holds the resale value that supports financial security for the bank financial institution. So if you default, they have an asset that they own, they can take from you, collateralize it, then ultimately sell it, pull back in their money, and hope that they get actually a profit, which under our business model, they will. And so one of the biggest things is being able to go in and get permits and lending. Permits and lending. They run in sequential order with each other. You can't get one without the other. You're not going to get a bank loan without permits. You're not going to get once you get permits, if you don't have money, you can't build it. So it's worthless, right? So the biggest thing is position yourself to win, but you need to be able to go in and get permits, and you got to get a bank note. Thus far, you're 2 to 3 months into the entire process. So it's very important that you get an active working architect that's in it mentally and physically, so that way they can help with your bandwidth. Okay, and just start pushing forward. Now, when you're able to get permits, you're able to get financing. Here's what I love about being able to get financing is there's cool loans. If it's your first investment, you're just getting into multifamily, you're going to dibble dabble, touch your toes in the cold water and say, I want to build a duplex or I want to build a fourplex. I'll be the first to tell you guys, if you're going to build a duplex, a triplex, or a fourplex, build, sell, and run. Because there's no profitability in the passive game on a 4-unit apartment complex. You got to get 8 units and above, 8 units and above, 8 units and above. Then profitability positions you to win. But until you hit 8 units or above, just take the profits. Build, sell, take the profits, okay? Unless your personal goals are different, great. God bless your heart. That ain't my goals. That ain't what I'm teaching. I'm teaching you guys to build, sell, and put it into multi-unit real estate that has doors, multiple doors, easy to manage, more fluent for property management companies, all in one location. You're not running your ass all over town to try to manage multiple units that are all within a 5-mile radius that takes you half the damn day just to drive from one to the next, to the next, to the next. And then you're fighting you're fighting the race to get through every single ownership of builds or apartments or individual homes or whatever you're doing. Just put it all on one roof. Once you put it all under one roof, you got numbers. Numbers win. Okay, numbers win. Now, number 4, building is easy, guys. And I'm just going to lay it out the way it is. Building is easy. The process that I just went through up above is the hardest because it's a mental game. It ain't a question of whether building houses works. Gosh, you just look outside, there's friggin' houses going up. It's a matter of it's going to work for you. And the biggest reason that most people think that it's not going to work for them is because of finances. But let me teach you guys something about finances right now. And so some of your limited beliefs are sitting related around, how do I get a good contractor? Are they going to show up? Are they going to leave me flat? Let me tell you something. You're an advocating for employees, people, and their lifestyle. If you advocate for them, they're going to advocate for you. It's called the process of 30 on how you onboard subcontractors, general contractors. And I'll tell you guys can go through my YouTube channel, study all that material. It's worth its weight in gold. But the process of 30 is the way to hire contractors. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole today to talk about how to onboard and what type of contractors to hire. What I am going to talk about, though, is understanding that building is not that hard. And all you got to do, though, is show up every day. There's going to be a small problem every day. It might take you a minute to take care of. It might take you 15 minutes. It might take you an hour. It might take you all damn day. But if you just show up at least a couple times a week, and you show up a little bit more in times when you're transitioning and getting a brand new build out of the ground, you're going to always win. It's when laziness meets execution, or the lack thereof, that you start having problems. But building is easy, guys. And I'll tell you guys that the best way to manage your project is, one, we have the ability to give you the spreadsheets, the resources, and the direction that you need to be able to manage these successfully without a lot of help. Okay. But truth be told, you're going to learn a lot from your subcontractors. Subcontractors will advocate for you. And you got to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Most of you guys are functioning with a lack of trust of general contractors. Most of these guys are good dudes, guys and girls. They're good people. If they're treated right and you're going to give them consistency in their lives, they're going to advocate for you. And so one of the big things is making sure you position yourself with good people. If you have good people surrounding you, you're going to have ease when it comes to building in general. Okay. Now you got to show up. You got to show up. If you don't show up, your project is only as important to them as it is to you. If they never see you, you're like Houdini and you just disappear, they're going to disappear. And all of a sudden, your project's cusp, it's not moving forward. Now you're posing liability because you have interest payment on a construction loan. Don't be stupid. Execution, guys. Execution. The number one biggest mistake people make, they don't have a business plan. This is the business plan right here. This is the business plan. Okay? So you got to show up when you're managing these guys. If you show up, easy money. Easy money. When I say easy money, nothing's completely easy, but it's easier money than the contrary, where you go in, you ignore your project, and then all shit blows up on you. Okay? So just understand that. Okay. Secondly, subs are your advocators, guys. And if you're building is easy. I'm telling you guys, if you're building as a GC, your own GC, and you have no GC, but you're self-performing, then you need to show up. Okay, at least 5 days a week, minimum 1 hour every day on site, and 1 hour in the office scheduling and ordering materials, scheduling subs. And when you do that, you could take a $900, $1 million home out of the ground and stabilize it in less than 6 months. Okay, but it just depends on your mental and physical bandwidth on what you're able to do. Okay, but you got to show up. Building's not that hard, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to go over just a few things today that are really key components in building. Building's not as hard as you think it is. I know it seems like an undertaking. I always say this. It's not. Is there moments that you wish you would have jumped off a roof? Probably. And that's theoretical, guys. Don't go out and jump off a roof. I'm just joking. But understand, ladies and gentlemen, that there's going to be less than perfect days. Okay? Hands down, 100% of the time. So when I tell you guys that, be prepared for it. Okay? And just expect it. But when you have an opportunity to streamline things and make things go smooth, you're going to do so through the means of education, guys, what you put up here. And the only way you're going to get that education is being around people who are doing what you want to do and been doing it for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, click and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I bring all kinds of cool shit to YouTube. And if you pay attention, you listen, and you execute, you're going to freaking crush it. It's absolutely amazing. Okay? But click and subscribe, pound that thumbs up button, drop me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and what you want to see next. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, go out and compound your success, and God bless you. Good night. You guys go out and crush it. Happy Mother's Day to each and every single one of you.